Hello everybody, welcome to this new episode of This is China. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about growth and development and the fact that China is changing and China is a developing country, and I want to talk about all the different ways that is changing, or at least a few of them. So let's just go ahead and get started. Most of China's change has resulted from the economy, the economic growth in China. China's economic miracle in the past 20, 30 years. And that's just completely changed the face of this country, especially since Deng Xiaoping came into power and said it doesn't matter if the cat is black or white as long as it catches the mouse, and his kind of openness to money and things. So the economy has really driven all of these changes that I'm about to describe. The first major sign that China is a changing and developing country is basically all of the construction that's going on in this country. This whole freaking country is under construction and under development. You pretty much you can't walk anywhere in mainland China without seeing a crane, or without seeing those blue walls that they put up in front of construction zones, or hearing construction noise, remodeling noise. It's absolutely everywhere, all over China. Like I'm just kind of walking around. I didn't really have a plan, but you know, you can see off in the distance they're building a couple of things, some new high-rises and whatnot, and that's true everywhere you go. You can't do a 360 in China without seeing some kind of construction. So the skyline is a constantly changing thing here in China. And along with these new buildings like this that are going up pretty much everywhere in China comes the pollution. The thing that everyone talks about, the thing that's all over the news every day is that, oh, China's got pollution, China's got smog, China's got pollution, yada yada yada. And yeah, that's kind of a natural thing that happens with industrialization and economic development, especially in a country as large as China. China's a massive country. Imagine all of this construction going on across an entire nation. It's crazy what's going on. Of course there's going to be some smog and there's going to be some growing pains and all of that, but I think the most important thing is just to know that this is a developing country. All the problems are not solved yet. They haven't, it's not perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect country. So, you know, just wait a little while and they can probably get some of these problems solved. Even in Lanzhou, I can remember coming a couple of years ago and I remember how bad the pollution was. It's better now already. Like, I mean, it's not gone, but it's better than it used to be even a few years ago when I came. And in 1999, this was the most polluted city in the whole world. And they made a lot of developments in making this city better. So things are going to change. I filmed this before, but for some reason there was a problem. I was going to make a point about education. The educational system in China is also changing. I made a video about a year or a year and a half ago, kind of a rant and a rave about China's education and how I didn't like it because it emphasizes too much on memorization and passing exams rather than understanding and really knowing the reasons why and all kinds of other things. Nobody liked the video. I got so much hate. I made it unlisted so nobody basically can watch it anymore unless you ask. If you really want to watch it, I'll have the link down below. Anyway, that kind of education system is also changing. If you go to somewhere like Shanghai, or you go to Guangzhou or Beijing or Hong Kong, that kind of education system is definitely changing a lot. Where I am in Gansu, it's not changing so much right now, but I try to make that change in my classes. But that is another thing that's changing in China. Education is something that's changing in this country. So I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't mention that. When you think about how fast China has changed and what has happened in China within the space of really one generation. My parents were born in 1958, 1959, And I'm sure if I asked them, I never have, but I'm sure if I asked them, they might remember some people talking about the death of Chairman Mao. And they might remember, well, they might even remember seeing it on the news. And think about, in one generation, in my parents' lifetime, you've gone from Chairman Mao all the way to this. In one generation, there's this massive emergence of money in one generation, and that causes a lot of conflict between older and younger generations. The emergence, especially of the internet and of the smartphone and all kinds of stuff, which other countries are also experiencing, but I feel like it's more exaggerated in China because all of this kind of technology and all of this kind of development is relatively new in this country. And this emergence of money has led to money in essence becoming God. Money is what everyone is chasing after, and money is the thing that will solve everyone's problems, and money is what everyone wants, no matter what. That's why there's so many food scandals. That's why there's so many safety scandals. That's why there's so many corruption scandals, because money is God here. Because money is a relatively new thing, and that happens in every country, not just in China. So I'm not picking on China, but that's something new that's come into this country. That's a new change. And you know, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, but it is a change. And in that in and of itself is going to change in the next generation or so. Things will kind of calm down with the whole money thing. But that's something that I have noticed a lot, and a lot of people who have lived in China have noticed. You can't do a video about change in China without mentioning globalization, and I'm only going to mention it because I have to. The growth of foreign companies in China, international brands, and the opening of factories for those said international companies in China has really changed this country quite a lot in ways I can't even describe it. People are crazy about these foreign brands, and they'll spend all kinds of money to buy these foreign brands, and you see ads for them everywhere. And some people talk about cultural erosion and losing traditional China and things, and that is a reality that people have to be concerned about. But again, it's just change. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, who knows? But anyway, I just wanted to mention that. The last thing that I'm going to talk about happens in every country that experiences this kind of rapid development, and that is people complaining about the loss of tradition. And that can happen. I hear a lot of people complaining about how the sense of community has been lost as people are becoming more individualistic, and they're breaking away from family and stuff. And you know, that can happen, but it's not a necessity. It doesn't have to happen. I have talked to a few older people, and they told me about how the Spring Festival traditions have changed, where they used to go out and have huge dinners with family and friends all at the same time. They would spend their whole nights out with everyone and going out in the community and things. But now, Spring Festival, people just, you know, they'll go out and have dinner with their family, and then they'll go back home and they'll just watch TV. They'll watch the Chunjie Wanhui, and that's all they do for Spring Festival. And they might light a few fireworks. And that is a change. That is something that we have to talk about. That's just a natural part of any country in its history, is change that goes along with technological development and economic development. So that's about all I can think of talking about today. And I don't know, let me know what you think. So I hope you liked the video. You can subscribe if you like, and I will see you guys next time. Hey everyone, look how nice my girlfriend looks. Look at the camera, please. Are you ready? Come on, you look so nice. Are you ready for our other video we're gonna film later today? About food and stuff? That's fine, I'll put this at the end of the video.